Lal Khattar is likely to take oath at 1:30 p.m. These are the big developments coming in this hour. Professor Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, is joining us live. Professor Nalapat, what do you make of these big developments playing out in Haryana?
Well, I'm glad it's playing out. Mr. Khattar has got a promotion. He's now going to contest for parliament. And if he wins the election...
Those are all source-based information. There is still speculation on that. But you do believe that could be a good decision if that happens?
No, it's a good decision that a new chief minister and a new cabinet will come. The people of India want fresh ideas and fresh faces. The only individual who, frankly, they would like to see continued, in my opinion, for 10 years more is Prime Minister Modi. And I think it's time for a change in Haryana. There have been 10 years of this current government. It's time for new ideas. It's time for new people. It's time for younger people. So I think it's a very welcome development from the point of view of the people of Haryana. And the fact is that the BJP is very likely to win in the central level. So if you have what the Prime Minister calls a double-engine Sarkar, and you have a youthful chief minister who is brimming with ideas and who wants to prove himself and test himself by hard work, I think that's a very good idea. And I'm frankly, in my view, this is a step which is very welcome. The entire cabinet has resigned. That is the correct discipline. When the chief minister resigns, the whole cabinet resigns. And hopefully there'll be a good team in place. The importance is always choosing the team. If the team is not chosen well, the performance is not well.
What you're learning is, Professor Nalapat, that Mr. Khattar could be made to contest the Lok Sabha polls from Karnal. Is that correct? That would be something similar, if that does happen to Shivraj Singh Chauhan as well, who obviously resigned as the MP CM, and Mohan Yadav came in and now he's being made to contest from Vidisha.
You see, Mr. Khattar is a very fine individual. He has done a very difficult job under difficult circumstances. He has functioned with honor and dignity. And I think the people of Haryana will recognize that. Certainly the constituency of Karnal will recognize that. And I'm very certain that if he were to get the ticket, and these are all matters for, frankly, the BJP top-level leadership decide, we are only speculating. But I would say that it's a good thing, frankly, just as Shivraj Singh Chauhan, it's a very good decision to make him stand. It will be a good decision to make Mr. Khattar stand for election and let the people of the constituency judge his performance. I think it's a very good decision, and it is possible that it can happen. But of course, the fact is that it's only the BJP High Command that will know the situation, possibly not even Mr. Khattar himself.
Yes, two observers have been appointed for Haryana by the BJP High Command. They're on their way. In fact, I think they've just reached Chandigarh, Arjun Munda and Tarun Chugh. But also the JJP alliance now, that has been officially, it seems, been called off. Mr. Chautala wanted 2 seats to contest on in the Lok Sabha polls. BJP was against giving them 2 seats, felt that they were not an asset for the BJP any longer. How do you view that decision? The calling off of the BJP-JJP alliance. Interestingly, we're also getting word that possibly the JJP could now split as well, with certain MLAs of the JJP deserting Dushyant Chautala and could go to the BJP.
Look, I'd like to say there's a difference between a regional party and a national party. I am very disappointed when regional parties basically, remain regional but want to contest the national level. In my view, they will serve the people better by remaining regional. At the same time, unfortunately, some national parties that are functioning in some states as regional parties. I mean, they're only promoting regional interests, regional language, and they're forgetting the fact of the basic unity of the Republic of India. So this is most unfortunate. I think, frankly, Mr. Dushyant Chautala would have been well advised to concentrate as a regional party. That was a strength. And I'd like to say that I was an admirer of Om Prakash Chautala, an amazing individual. He had tremendous physical disabilities. He used to constantly suffer from pain. And yet he worked round the clock, and did a very good job for Haryana. Haryana is what it is today because of Om Prakash Chautala and Bansi Lal. These are 2 people who built Haryana. And I think it is a mistake for Dushyant Chautala. And I'm not surprised if many in his party feel that he has, sought too much. One must know how much to ask for. It should not be too little, it should not be too much. And asking for 2 seats in a small state like Haryana was definitely too much where the Lok Sabha was concerned.
Absolutely. Also, Professor Nalapat, this is a crucial decision because Haryana elections are also around the corner. Haryana elections are going to be happening later this year. And the fact also is, Professor Nalapat, that there was a bit of anti-incumbency which was now setting in for the BJP government. The fact is that obviously ML Khattar has been in power now for almost 9 years. He was the CM in the first term as well. And perhaps this shake-up, do you believe, was needed to set off a bit of anti-incumbency as well? Because certain reports were saying that the Congress under Bhupinder Singh Hooda seemed to be gaining there.
Look, the fact of the matter is it's very unlikely Congress is going to play any role in the central government. In our country, India is a union of states, a union of states. Some political leaders at the national level are talking about a federation of states. That's not the constitution. Constitution is a union of states. And good relationship between the center and state government is very essential for the progress of the state. Now, I'm not sure too many people believe that the Congress party is going to, to play a very leading role in the central government or even be in the central government. It played a very leading role in the UPA period for 10 years, but the last 10 years have been very different. And I don't see the Congress, frankly, playing a leading role in any government at the center, or frankly, any role. It's like Sachi Tharoor and Rajiv Chandrasekhar, the people of Trivandrum, a city where I stay in, which I call home. The fact is that the people of Trivandrum have to decide, do they want somebody who's just an MP, a backbench MP, or do they want a minister who can help them? Sachi Tharoor in his first term was fantastic because he was a minister. After he ceased to be a minister, he did virtually nothing. So the question now is, do they want a minister? Rajiv Chandrasekhar will definitely be a minister, or do they want Sachi Tharoor, who is just going to be a member of parliament if he's elected? In the same way, the people of Haryana have decided, do they want to install a government in power who has no influence in the center, who may basically confront the center like Mamata Banerjee and create problems for a state? Or do they want a party under, of course, a fresh leadership, hopefully a young leadership that has got good relations in the center and that can really promote the development of a state? That Haryana is my second home, if I may say so. My voting card is in Haryana and I'm certain to exercise it. Haryana is a very, very dynamic state. They need a dynamic government. They need a dynamic young government. And if the BJP presents a good young team, I think the BJP will do well, because the fact is the Congress party, if it wins Haryana, well, it is not going to win in the center, according to most people. And it is just a half-engine sarkar. Because if you have a sarkar that is against the central government, it is not a full engine. It's a half engine. So instead of double engine, you will get a half-engine sarkar. And the question is, do the people of Haryana want a double-engine sarkar or do they want a half-engine sarkar? They will decide that in the assembly election.
Sundar Solanki is also joining us now live, my colleague from India News Haryana. Sundar Solanki, we are getting big news coming in, of course, regarding this situation, evolving situation in Haryana. We are learning that the new swearing-in ceremony could happen by between 1 and 1:30 p.m. Have the observers reached Chandigarh now? What is likely to be the next course of action?
जी बिल्कुल, यही स्थिति है। अब जल्द ही एक नया मंत्रिमंडल हरियाणा में देखने को मिलेगा। और जिस तरह से मैं बता दूं कि ये जो स्क्रिप्ट जिसकी आज जो लोगों के सामने आई है, दरअसल बहुत पहले ये लिखी जा चुकी थी, क्योंकि जो प्रदेश इकाई है बीजेपी की, वो कभी से नहीं चाहती थी, इस गठबंधन के खिलाफ थी हमेशा से। ये जो बीजेपी हाईकमान है उसकी तरफ से गठबंधन किया गया था, और बीजेपी की तरफ से अब लगातार पिछले 6 महीने में जो इंचार्ज हैं, स्टेट इंचार्ज बीजेपी के विप्लव कुमार देव, त्रिपुरा के सीएम भी रहे हैं, तो उनका भी यही कहना था कि हम अकेले 10 की 10 सीटों पर लड़ने में सक्षम है और हम 10 की 10 सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ेंगे। तो करीब ये 6 महीने पुरानी बात है जब इस बात के दे दिए गए थे कि बीजेपी अपने दम पर चुनाव लड़ेगी और ये लगातार जब अब मैं इसका थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड आपको बता दूं कि हमारे यहाँ हरियाणा की बात करें 90 सीट हैं, और जो बहुमत का आंकड़ा है वो 46 सीट का है। बीजेपी ने 2019 में 40 सीटें ली थी। तो ये बीजेपी जो स्टेट थी वो ये चाहती थी कि हम निर्दलियों के साथ, इंडिपेंडेंट के साथ सरकार बनाए। 7 निर्दलीय इंडिपेंडेंट एमएलए उनके पास थे, लेकिन दिल्ली के दबाव में उन्हें जेजेपी से गठबंधन करना पड़ा, क्योंकि दोनों ने एक दूसरे के खिलाफ लोगों के बीच जाकर वोट मांगे थे। तो ऐसे में ये एक नेचुरल गठबंधन नहीं था किसी भी तरह, दोनों की विचारधाराओं को देखते हुए अलग गठबंधन था। लेकिन दिल्ली के दबाव में ये लगातार चलता रहा, और अब ये तय हो गया कि जो जो कन्विंस करना था स्टेट बीजेपी
सुंदर
को कि
सोलंकी
हम
बने रहिए आप हमारे संग। मैं इस वक्त दर्शकों को दिखाना चाहता हूं कि हरियाणा की स्थिति इस वक्त क्या लगती है। हरियाणा का विधानसभा जो है उसके उसमें नंबर गेम इस वक्त क्या है। लेट्स क्विकली शो आवर व्यूअर्स व्हाट द नंबर गेम इन हरियाणा देयर लुक्स लाइक। सो दिस इज वेयर थिंग्स स्टैंड एज ऑफ नाउ इन हरियाणा। द बीजेपी हैज 41 MLAs. It's the single largest party, but remember, short of the halfway mark. The halfway mark in Haryana is 46. Total amount of seats in the Vidhan Sabha, in the assembly, are 90. This, of course, is Manohar Lal Khattar. That is Bhupinder Singh Hooda, who is the face of the opposition, the Congress. Congress party, the opposition right now, has 30 MLAs. So it's also way short of the halfway mark of 46. Now, the BJP, of course, had the support of 41 plus 10 of the JJP. The JJP has 10 MLAs, which had taken them comfortably past the halfway mark themselves standing at 51. They had also got support of most of these independents. There's 7 independents, of course. So they were standing at 58 right now. And also they had got the support of the HLP, that is 1 MLA. So they were very, very comfortable right now. Now the situation, of course, does change a bit. So the JJP, of course, pulls out from the BJP. The BJP stands at 41 themselves right now. So BJP will need now the support of all those independents. So that would make them 41 plus 7, 48. And the HLP as well at 1 seat. The INLD, remember, has 1 seat, but they are right now not aligned with either the Congress or the BJP. So if the BJP gets the independent support of 7, they are comfortably past the halfway mark themselves. They also get, of course, the HLP, and they have a few MLAs. They are past a few MLAs for comfort as well. So this is, of course, very, very interesting and crucial, because remember now, the fact is, of course, that the BJP will need the support of these independents. These independents could also figure now in the cabinet reshuffle. They could also now figure in that cabinet reshuffle. Also, perhaps in that reshuffle could be now MLAs from the JJP. So let's show you quickly through this new graph over here how things stand. Of course, here you can see over here, BJP, of course, has a big chunk of that 41 MLAs of 90, Congress at 30. This 10 could also break now. That is also something we're learning through our sources. So right now the JJP has 10 MLAs, but will all those 10 MLAs remain with the JJP at the end of today or not is the big question. सुंदर सोलंकी, मैं आपके पास आना चाहता हूं। सुंदर सोलंकी, अब बीजेपी के लिए अहम है ये निर्दलियों का समर्थन लेना। तो इस वजह से शायद एक मंत्री निर्दलीय तो थे ही, रंजीत चौटाला, खट्टर सरकार में शायद एक और निर्दलीय को भी आज मंत्री बनाया जा सकता है, ताकि ये जो इंडिपेंडेंट्स का चंक है वो बीजेपी के साथ सॉलिडली आ जाए। और ये जो, जैसे मैं बता रहा था दर्शकों को, 10 जो जेजेपी विधायक हैं, क्या ये भी टूट सकते हैं? कुड दे ऑल्सो ब्रेक? एंड इफ दे डू, देन कुड सम ऑफ दोज MLAs who break away from the JJP also figure in this reshuffle today?
बिल्कुल ठीक बात है। जेजेपी का टूटना तय है, निश्चित रूप से टूटना तय है। और हालांकि अगर जेजेपी के कोटे की बात करें तो 3 जो मंत्री हैं वो ऑलरेडी मंत्रिमंडल में हैं। डिप्टी सीएम दुष्यंत चौटाला, अनूप धानक हैं जो लेबर मिनिस्टर हैं। इसके अलावा जो देवेंद्र सिंह बबली है, पंचायत मिनिस्टर हैं, वो भी जेजेपी के खाते से ही हैं। तो 3 जो है वो ऑलरेडी ही जेजेपी के ही लोग हैं। लेकिन जिस तरह से मीटिंग जेजेपी ने आज दिल्ली में बुलाई थी और खबरें आई कि उसमें से केवल 3 ही लोग, 10 में से 3 ही लोग उस मीटिंग में शामिल हुए। अनूप धानक, क्योंकि उनके बेहद करीबी माने जाते हैं, उनकी जो मदर हैं वो भी एमएलए हैं बारडड़ा से, और खुद दुष्यंत चौटाला हैं उचाना कला से, वो चुनकर आए हैं, तो 3 जो विधायक हैं, ये 3 विधायक ही केवल उस मीटिंग में शामिल हुए। तो ये एक बड़ा संकेत है कि जेजेपी का टूटना तय है। और लगातार जेजेपी के जो विधायक थे वो बहुत समय से बीजेपी के संपर्क में थे, और वो उन्होंने ये कोई शर्त भी नहीं रखी थी कि वो बीजेपी के साथ आने की। लेकिन एक समय का, एक सही समय का इंतजार बीजेपी कर रही थी, और वो समय आ गया है। निश्चित रूप से जेजेपी के टूटने को अब कोई ही नहीं बचा सकता। और ये आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही है कि जो 7 चेहरे होंगे, उनमें से कुछ फेरबदल करके एक चेहरा और कुछ नए चेहरे को, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी 2 जो चेहरे हैं, अनूप धानक जो लेबर मिनिस्टर हैं, वो बिल्कुल भी बीजेपी के साथ नहीं जाएंगे। तो देवेंद्र सिंह बबली जो ऑलरेडी पंचायत मिनिस्टर हैं सरकार में और जेजेपी के कोटे से हैं, उनके भी कयास है कि वो जेजेपी में जाना ही है, उनको टोहाना उनकी सीट आती है,
तो नए
जहां से
चेहरे
अगली
हो सकते हैं,
राज्यसभा।
नए चेहरे हो सकते हैं। एक और बड़ा सवाल अब है, शपथ ग्रहण का क्या कोई समय सामने आया है, और क्या विधायक दल की बैठक आज बुलाई जा सकती है? पर्यवेक्षक वहां पहुंच गए चंडीगढ़, क्या पर्यवेक्षक के निगरानी में विधायक दल की बैठक आज संभव है शपथ ग्रहण से पहले? सुंदर सोलंकी।
बिल्कुल, और अभी ये 1:30 बजे का ही वक्त है कि उसमें जब मुख्यमंत्री पहुंचकर राज्यपाल को अपना इस्तीफा सौंपेंगे, ये सारी चीजें तय ही हो चुकी हैं। और इसमें नए चेहरों की बात करें तो
सोलंकी से हमारा संपर्क जो है वो टूट गया। वरिष्ठ पत्रकार हिमांशु भट्ट भी इस वक्त जुड़ गया हमारे संग। हिमांशु भट्ट, बिग डेवलपमेंट्स ऑफ कोर्स प्लेइंग आउट इन हरियाणा. What do you believe the impact of this reshuffle will be on the upcoming Lok Sabha polls, of course, for the state, and also more importantly for the Vidhan Sabha polls, which are also scheduled later this year?
See, I'll tell you one thing. What Mr. Solanki said, I believe with him. No, I go with him and say the game was already played. The things were decided. They were just waiting for the time. And probably yesterday evening in Delhi, BJP Central Election Committee meeting came up, and where Haryana might have been discussed. Maybe the names will not be released now, but it might have been discussed. And the time is right to get rid of JJP because that demand of 2 seats in a state of 10 is a bit too much. Because Dushyant Chautala wants to extract his pound of flesh. I'll put it that way. But then what he's asking is a bit too much for BJP. Because BJP feels, even they felt last elections in Vidhan Sabha 2019 that they could get comfortably past the majority, but which they did not. They did not succeed because of the other parties. That's a different issue altogether. But what I feel is, BJP units are very confident now. It looks like they are very confident now of absorbing all this independence with them and a big chunk of Dushyant Chautala's. And this will result into a stable government till the elections are due for the assembly. In the worst comes to worst scenario, if the deal is not struck, I'll stick my neck out and say what will happen is Manohar Lal Khattar will advise to dissolve the assembly and go for the fresh election because there are not many months left. So anyway, BJP wants to play a national party in a state like Haryana and say, we are confident enough to go on our own and form our own government. And we'll do it at our terms. If the partners want to come in, they can come in, but we'll do it on our own terms. This is what is exactly happened. That's what I feel, Uday.
Okay, let me take that across to Gautam Mukherjee as well, senior journalist Gautam Mukherjee. The JJP now pulling out of the NDA alliance government. It's staring at, of course, a split, this alliance between the JJP and the BJP. This obviously now gives a new, opportunity for the BJP to look at things afresh in Haryana, which is why they've gone in for this big reshuffle. Still speculation over whether they'll change the CM as well or not. Gautam, how do you see this evolving situation and what the impact of this will be on the upcoming elections?
Well, when Biplab from Tripura was looking after Haryana for a spell, this split almost happened in the sense that BJP was trying quite hard to kick JJP out. Then it was papered over. Biplab was sent off elsewhere. But Biplab identified the fact that the JJP was trying to bully the rest of the government into a position which favored them. And this was hampering administration as well as creating a lot of political tensions. Now, when this has been, the BJP has taken the initiative to reshuffle the cabinet, JJP will be exposed. Bulk of their 10 will come in with the BJP and some of the independents as well. So in fact, BJP will be in a stronger position than they were with the JJP alliance, and there won't be a deputy chief minister from the JJP. Now, this is important because the Congress has traditionally been strong in Haryana, and Huda is nothing to sniff at. There is a Jat-Saini divide amongst the voters, and the Jat voter is strongly with Congress. Now, Haryana may not have very many seats for the Lok Sabha, but every seat counts. And the BJP is approaching it from that standpoint. There is no complacency. If there are 6 or 8 seats, well, they want them all. And this is the same thing in every single state. So I think the reshuffle now is first and foremost to secure as many seats as possible, if not all, for the BJP NDA alliance. Thereafter, the assembly elections can follow thereafter. I don't think Khattar will be replaced. Just yesterday, Modi said Khattar is an old partner, which is a clear signal that Khattar may not be the most charismatic of chief ministers, but he's a good team player and a good behind-the-scenes man, and he is mild in his pronouncements. He does not create fissures and difficulties. Yes, several things have not gone as swimmingly as one would have liked. Haryana, particularly Gurgaon, has always been extremely dynamic, at least in terms of developing the city, even though it's a little lopsided in terms of green areas and drainage and electricity and sewage and so on. But it has grown spectacularly under the Congress. That has slowed down considerably under Khattar. Now, that is a bone of contention with many people who support the Huda governments and the Jat, lobby, which would like to see the back of Khattar. But I don't think either Amit Shah and therefore Nadda or Mr. Modi want to get rid of Khattar. They're going to allow the reshuffle with him at the head. Uday.
But what becomes very, very crucial now, of course, is Himanshu, Professor Nalapat, if I can get you in here once again, Professor Nalapat. Professor Nalapat, are you there with us? Okay, I think we've lost him. Himanshu Bhatt, the support of the independents now becomes crucial. And the smaller players like the HLP becomes crucial. Also, interestingly, we're learning the JJP could break as well. A lot of MLAs of the JJP could also desert Dushyant Chautala and come to the BJP.
Yes. See, JJP will break. It looks like that. In a couple of hours, it will become clear when the ministers take it, if the new ministry takes place. But I'll tell you one thing. What has been happening in Haryana politics is, there seems to be a shift of power, which was originally with Hudas. and the Jats and the Khap Panchayats. Now that's been totally broken by this failure of farmers' agitation. You might think, what I'm talking about, but then I'm talking about, Khattar was the one who did not let them cross the Haryana border. And it is alleged that Hudas were behind it, that they wanted everything.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.